Hey, what's up? It's DJ. These are your new and updated mods for FS25 for Tuesday, March the 4th. We're going to take a look at 26 mods. All platforms got 18 new, including a new map and 2 updates, and PC and Mac players got 6 new. If you like staying updated with all the latest mods, farms in, make sure you subscribe. Let's check them all out. Starting out today with new ones for all platforms, we have Prairie Farm, Michigan from Taylor Farms. If this sounds familiar to you, well, I just released a mod preview of this map like a few days ago, so definitely go check that out if you haven't seen it already. This is a big, wide open, flat map with quite a few farms on it. We've got this I would probably consider farm number 2. However, it is at the top end of the map and can be purchased separately for Farmland 23. Your main farm is going to be right down here, and it's got all the goodies on it. As far as everything else goes, we can take a look. We do have a bunch of fields to start with, which is really, really nice. Let's pop back in and see what we get for our farmland. So, farm number, or field number 5, 3, and 18 down here. We've also got farmland 19, which is going to be the main farm. Again, that is completely separate from the field itself. So heads up through there. There are a couple areas that you cannot buy. For example, you cannot buy this area down here where your productions are. You can't buy this area, and there's one right here as well, and then another one at the top left-hand corner. Otherwise, you could buy everything else. As far as new crops go, we do have alfalfa, and you can see in the crop calendar here how everything is done with that. I do want to apologize. I didn't show off alfalfa much with the video over the weekend. So there you go. No animals, at least to start off with. Tons of contracts to work with, which is great. No owned productions, but we do have the sawmill as well as 2 sugar beet pilers, which can be taken, and I believe, at least I think so, let's see. Well, I was going to say the tear dirt has been added to sell, but it doesn't look like, at least on this version of the map, it has been. I would suspect in a future version it will be added in here. I know that his other 2 maps are getting tear dirt to be sold. So there is that at the very least. On the main farm, if you don't like where everything is, you can delete things, so everything can be deleted. And if you get a rock crusher, you can crush these rocks over here, making things a little bit more simple for you. And hey, one of the great things is you actually get a rock crusher to start with. There's also a ton of equipment too. You've got 2 Case Magnums, big Volvo truck. There's your Kubota skid steer with the rock crusher. It knows what you're going to do. I mean, it's basically pointing directly at the rocks out there. 2 quad tracks starting in new farmer mode. You got your John Deere 6R, 2 7150s around there, headers for everything, seeders, cultivators, etc., etc. If you can't find enough equipment to work with on this map, it is your fault. There's also some harvesting for sugar beets in here as well. You do have a Pterodos, which is great to see. Very, very nice. And you're going to need that because one of your fields is, well, there you go. It is sugar beets, so you will have to do that. As for collectibles, there's 2 different kinds. You do have your sugar beets right here, which can be collected. And then there's also little tractors as well. So those are going to be your 2 sets of collectibles. As with everything else, NPCs are on the map, and David is, well, still as creepy as ever. And yes, there are ditches as well. Super cool. Lastly, one of the nicest things is, well, your main farm is right across the road from the store, so you shouldn't have to go very far. Lastly, I'm going to go over all of the equipment right here so you can see everything that you get in new farmer mode. One of the great things is you get a ton of equipment, you can make a lot of money off of this, and there are no required mods. Everything is part of the map itself. Next up, we have the CLAAS Xerion 4200 5000 from Hans. This is actually the Trekker Tour version as well, which has Ansgar in-place stuff on here too, which is very cool. So we start out with 420 horsepower, nice variable transmission, 930 liters of fuel, and it goes 34 miles per hour. Very similar to the one that we've got in the base game. As far as your engines, we could bump that up with the Ansgar version there. You've got that in the 420 horsepower version, but you also have a 530 horsepower version if you want it. Actually, a couple different 530 horsepower versions. I'm not sure what the difference is between the 4500 and the 5000, but hey, it's there. The price is there for sure. And then you can bump up to the anniversary edition if you want. I love the Ansgar version, so we'll leave it at that. And around towards the back, you can see Trekker Tour number 2. If you're curious what that's all about, hey, check out his YouTube channel and play. As far as your wheel brands, we do have CLAAS, you've got the Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, and Vredestein. You also have a Nokian tire, which is great. Design is an EU or US setup through here, like the US, but for this one, I think it's appropriate for the EU set. Additional weights, we do have a 200, 600, 1000, 14, 18, 22, 26, 3000, 34, and back to standard again. Those are going to be around towards the very back side. We do have the design line as well if you wanted to change that up. As far as your attacher type, we do have a couple different sets for the front, including a 3-point. And then you've got your color options. So you got your main color, you've got your roof color, your rim color, and a license plate. And as far as animations go, at least on the Ansgar version, you do have a door which can open and close. You can also change your driving direction, but you will need a version with wheels. So the version with tracks will not spin around, but if you put wheels on it, it will spin around. So that is great news there. Let's go! Next from Agritono, the Husqvarna MZ54. You now got yourself a zero-turn mower. So, two different versions of this. You got the regular version, and then you've got the version that already has the mower deck on the bottom of it. So, you're really not going to see a whole lot of difference between these two, though it has the mower deck already. You can also buy that separately if you want to. And we even have a collector on the back. This is basically a loading wagon at the end of the day, so if you want to do this, you can. It's also a bit of an unrealistic version with 6,000 liters capacity. There's quite a few capacity options for this, so if you wanted to pick those up, you can totally do that. Let's take a look at the customization. First up, we've got wheel brands from Michelin. We also have a BKT tire and a Nokian tire, as well as Vredestein and Trelleborg and Lizard. Hey, I love the Lizard. Let's go back to that. This has got a 48 horsepower, 26 liters of fuel, 1.23 tons, 20 horsepower, and a 1 meter working with 12 miles an hour with that. As for seats, we have a couple different seat models to choose from there. Armrest, of course, we've got a yes and no for that. Rollover, protection, and canopy. We've got those too, which is great to see. Canopy comes in handy on a hot day. And then attachers. How about this? We've got the rear attacher or a standard attacher. Then, of course, we've got main color. So if you like Husqvarna, but you're like, you know what, I could really go for a John Deere mower right now. Well, you can actually easily do that. Sure, it says Husqvarna on there, but hey, you're good to go. And then it's got a license plate, which I've never seen a mower with a license plate before, but if you needed it, yeah, it's there. I did have one question about the connection. I'm assuming you don't need to have a rear hitch to actually make this work, so we're going to take a look at that just to make sure that it's good to go. So here's the version, ooh, speedy. Here's the version without the rear hitch, yeah, and everything works A-OK just fine. So that is good news. We've got an up and down motion here, but I don't see it doing anything at all. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I feel like I'm going out of my mind right now. Moving on. You've got another up and down, but again, nothing seems to be doing anything. I'm not quite sure what is happening. We can raise and lower the mower, which is good news. A bit of problem, the rear doesn't do anything. You can lower it up and down and stuff, but there's no hose connected. I don't know how it's working, but hey, it's there if you need it. The Husqvarna zero-turn mower. Next up from Hispanimani, we have the MacDon FD2 pack and Demco trailer pack. This is adding a bunch of trailers and header trailers to this. We have a 13, 14.5, 16, 17.4, and 19.2 meter working with headers. Oh my goodness, yes, with a built-in header trailer as well. Oh, this is insane. You know, there's been a couple combine harvesters that were released recently that have really long pipes on them. I said, yeah, if you got an 18 meter header or something, but we don't have anything like that yet. Well, now we have something bigger than that, so good luck. Let's take a look at customization options. Of course, we showed off that you've got the transport wheels, yes and no. We also have branding of MacDon. You can do case, New Holland. You also have the New Holland Gold Edition, and then back to MacDon again, because these are based off of the headers that are in the base game. You also have a design of US and EU, which is very cool, and then some working lights too, so that's nice. Then you've got your main color, which can be changed up. It's going to be your end plates, and then we have the design color, which is going to be the little swoosh in the middle. And that is going to be for all of these. So nothing too wild and crazy. Also, none of them are unrealistic. So you got 6 mile per hour working speed rather for all of them. Then you've got your Demco trailers that match each one. Maybe you don't want it to have a built-in header trailer. You can go with this and you can choose what you need. Well, there's a Massey. Here we go. There's a case red if you need that, and all the colors of the rainbow. There are no rim colors though, but well, I wouldn't expect too much from that because there's no color for the transport wheels either. So there you go. Very cool. What do you guys think about these? I am curious though, will the long pipe on the CR11 be enough? I have decided to go for the long 19.2 meter first. It was a 19.3, and I don't even know. This thing's absolutely massive. Let's see if we can get in and out of here. Yeah, we're knocking stuff over. It's such a stupidly large header trailer. Goodness. All right, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. So we've hooked up, bring it in, fold it. Nice, everything works. Drop it down. That's such a heavy header. Oh, it's so stupid. We're gonna do this in like a pass and a half. Steering assist, yeah, I think one headland would be more than enough here. Got it turned on, going forward. Set it up so it works perfectly fine with GPS. Oh man, I'm curious, how big would the swath be? Let's see, enable straw swath. There we go. How big is the straw swath going to be? There's no fertilization, nothing on this field. It's just like if you put wheat into the ground and then it was done. That's a pretty big swath for something that's 0% fertilized. It's insane. Look at it. Just look at it. Oh, that's awesome. All right, what about the pipe? Is this going to be enough to go out? Oh, it's more than enough. You will need long pipe, but there you go. Next up, we've got another header. This is from Jolly Farms Modding. Love that name. Very nice, very nice. So the John Deere RD35S FUS. So on here, designs, we've got US and default set, and then you've got design for end dividers or default there as well. No other customization options. It's going to cost you $120,000 roughly. 10.7 meter work width at 6 miles an hour. They do say in their description, the John Deere RDF series draper headers were introduced model year 2021 and have incorporated a number of innovative features. These include John Deere's all-new end-tip lights, useful for harvesting at dusk, and other things. New features of this mod, they say it's a proper US RD35F side panels and decals, light-up tip with new dividers, and the in-row dividers are now optional with $500 additional cost for these. And you can the turn lights can be removed for those who don't want them. And if you're curious with this, it is going to be used with the S7. Of course, you could use it with the X9 if you want to. Next, from Kenny456, we have the Excavator Attachments. Very, very cool. So in here, you've got the long grapple of dangle or fix. Then you have another long grapple, so a little bit bigger, kind of bites in a little bit more. This is available in a dangle or fixed as well. Big log grapple, so that is absolutely massive. Then you've got the button top. All right, this one's going to grab on a little bit, and it's got the things on the end. I don't know what you would call those. What are those? I have no idea. Then, of course, we have a feller buncher, a couple different harvester headers. We've got a wood shear, which is very nice to see. Clamshell bucket. We have a bit of a different clamshell bucket. And then you've got universal buckets and a tools adapter, which is very interesting. So they say that the tools adapter will attach all front loader, telehandler, wheel loader, and skid steer tools to it. So it'll do all of the above without having to change up anything. How neat is that? So that is very cool. So all of these work with your excavators in the game. So now you've got a full set of tools for your excavators. Our next one is a spreader from JMZ. We have the Pomot UPR 4. I do believe that this is a new brand into the game. So hey, that's great news there. Always nice to see new things added into the game. This will do solid fertilizer and lime and hold 3,200 liters, and it will do it at 11 miles per hour. As far as wheel brands on here, we do have a Trelleborg, a Michelin set, BKT, and that is it. You do have a standard and wide tire for those as well. Then everything else is going to be sliders. So you've got a ladder of yes and no. Sieves? What's the sieve? Oh, the things at the top. All right. Warning triangle, of course, around towards the back side. Working lights, you've got those too. And you've even got a cover, which you could throw on there. That is very nice to see. If you go with the cover, you can change the color of it, although the color is still an option there. So you had options for colors for main, the tank, cover, and rims. Man, it's a really beautiful fertilizer spreader. Next one's going to be a potato planter, the DjGoHam Certa 40 Integral, 2,900 liters. That is going to be for seeds or potatoes, so you can do either one, which is nice to see. 4.1 tons, 240 horsepower required, 3 meters at 5 miles per hour. Nice, low, and slow. Next is a mulcher. This is the Sicma TR 255. Weighs 1 ton, 60 horsepower required for it, 2.6 meter work width at 4 miles an hour, no customization. Next is the JCB Powerpack, the E-tech Powerpack, if you will. This holds electric charge, so it's not a generator. It's just an electric charge kind of thing. You will buy it, and then you will move it around with pallet forks, things like that. So you see you've got room on all sides to put in pallet forks. I put it beside an electric charger. Then you will enter it and charge it up, and then exit it, and then load it up on whatever, strap it down, take it out into the field, take it out into the woods, wherever you need electric charge, you will have it. You'll have 46 liters of it. Yeah, and that should be enough because something like this, the Schaefer 23E, only needs 15. You could also go up to 31 if you wanted to as well. Additionally, something like this bad boy, the U9 will need 80 kilowatts. So maybe you need 2 of these. They're not that expensive, a little shorter than $5,000, so you should be able to afford a couple. All right, before we get into placeables, I wanted to show you guys the big flashlight. However, it's not in there. I don't know where it is. They say it's in hand tools and miscellaneous. I did try to go up to hand tools, but it's not in any of these locations as well. So I don't know where it is, but it's not here. But anyway, it's a big flashlight. They say for those that need to light up the night, but currently it's dark. Now let's jump over to placeables, and our first one is going to be the Modular Pig Pen from Husqvarna. Now, I've been using his modular cattle area for a little while now. However, the Pig Pen has released first, so there you go. Basically, at the end of the day, this is just a smaller square. I've ended up creating just an absolute atrocity. But let's see. Let's go in there. Let's find our pigs. Boom, right here. So this is what you're going to be buying at the end of the day. Let's go ahead and turn. Oh, can't place the fence there. Well, there we go. So it's really just that. Get this. It holds 1,000 pigs. That's insane. I expanded it all that much, and now it only holds, it added 66 to the number. So you don't need to increase it any if you don't want to. You can actually make it smaller, too. That's fine as well. $25,000, not bad at all. Then we have a couple placeable items as well. You're going to go into placeables and others, where most of the stuff should be, but they decide to put it in other places. Schultz has done it right. You've got a hog hut, and you've got a little water trough. Now, these are just decorations, so nothing crazy. $250 a pop. If you need to, I've done a little bit of testing, you will have to come over here and go to any of these and dump in pig food. You will have to get pretty close to it, and then straw can actually be dumped anywhere around it. So I wanted to show you that real quick because there are no like triggers that kind of give it away. There's some hint, but I want to make sure that you know exactly how to do it and what to do. So we can just come around anywhere around these and dump your straw. So there you go, you've got that. Let's use my Power Tools mod to fill this up with pig feed. Where's my little baby piggy food? There we go. So you can see, I don't have the same trigger where I was, but what we could do is we could back up to these and we will get a trigger there. So you have to get pretty close on it, but you can do it. It is possible. So there's for the center one, and we'll back around here, and you can see you get the same thing for all of them. So no matter which one of these you back up to, you're good to go. So if you have your front loader or anything like this, you are good. Now, if we pop in here and take a look, it'll hold a bunch of straw. It'll also hold a bunch of food too. So if we jump out, let's see if we can get it to trigger at the bottom right-hand corner. I don't know if it's going to or not, just because of it being a modular pen. Yeah, it's not going to pop up, but it will hold a lot. It's going to hold a lot. If you're doing pigs, this right here this is what you need to be using from now on. Moving along now, we have some cattle. This is the Cowshed mod, cow barn in a Polish style. The translations from Cowshed and cow barn, a little bit all over the place, but it is what it is. At the bottom, we can see 60,000 liters of food, over 21,000 liters of straw, 69,000 liters of slurry. So you've got that. If you need it, we're able to open up all the doors, and it will hold 60 head of cattle. So there you go. We've got that. Let's open some more doors, real squeaky like. Oh, so the door just kind of opens up with that door. Neat. Milk's going to be right here. Purchase your animals there. Food is around towards the inside, and slurry is back here. You will have to put down your own manure bit, so there is that too. Also, it does appear that we have an upstairs. Can I open this door? Oh, that's right. It doesn't know that I'm flying. Hang on. Let me go fly. Yay! Now it'll know that I'm flying. Yeah. So you will have to figure out a way up here, but you can get up here without any problems. No problems whatsoever. Drop down. Good to go. Ooh, that was terrifying. Ah, no. Crap. Well, it works. There's also another cow barn, but I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with a W, and there's a lot of consonants, vowels, and orders that I'm not used to, so I'm not even going to try. It is the W cow barn. Milk spot right out here in the front, and we've got a lot of doors. A little slow on the door opening, but it is what it is. So it doesn't look like there's really much going on here, but it does save us from having to go in that door, and we can get upstairs super easy, so you can drop down bales, things like that. Big opening right there. Oop. Yeah, we can come around here. And it's super easy to get in and out and open up all of these doors. I love that. It only holds 20 cows, though, but the area that the cows are in is real small. So you can see right here, this is all our shed, and then this is our cattle area. If we open this up, boom, got it, and there you go. So we do have some static cows. I know a lot of people don't like these, but it is what it is. Got them if you want them. Next up, the bunker silo pack. This has 3 bunker silos in the pack. The first one is the smallest one. This is a 15 by 6.5. Then you have a 25 by 9 and a 25 by 10.4. Very specific on the numbers. Also, they do not snap, which is kind of irritating because we're used to them snapping. You can get them right beside each other, especially if you use the free build. So, I mean, that's fine. I'm cool with this, especially if there's no snapping. You can still get them right beside each other. Next, we have the Loft mod. And this is pretty cool. So these are set up so that you can put them beside a building that already exists. As you can see, like you would just stick it up right there, and then you would pretend that the inside of the building is the Loft. They are all exactly the same. They just cost a little bit more than each other. Also, they hold a lot for what it is as well. So they will hold hay, straw, and grass, and they hold 250,000 liters each. Of course, you've got your deposit point and your extraction point up there, and they all come in different heights. So one's a little bit higher than the next, than the next. So you just pick the one that you need. Pricing is $5,500, $6,000, and $6,500. Not bad. Next to last, we have the Slurry Tanks. Now, these are pretty sweet. So we have 3 models, but there's actually 5 mods in here, which is very, very cool. We can take a look at these now. 500,000 liter capacity. Looks pretty normal. Over here, 1 million liter capacity into the gram. And lastly, we got this guy, which is 1.5 million. So when the size goes down, the capacity goes up. However, these back two, there are 2 versions of them. So you can see one just is a slurry tank, but the other one says the terrain is only adjusted near the trigger. Thus, it's possible to see more of the wall. So if we go with this and we come across the edge here, you could see, well, maybe you could see that a lot more of the tank is visible. So it goes much further down, allowing you to kind of put it up on top of a hill or something if you've got some hill behind it. Same thing right here. How neat is that? Oh, I love that so much. I think that's so cool. And I like that it just gives you the option to do it. Or not. It's totally cool, man. Totally cool. And it looks like it goes up pretty high. I haven't actually found the bottom of this yet. I need to find a big building. Here's a big okay. So that's, you might be able to see it. That's as high as it's going to go. That is a really deep slurry pit. Ooh, hope you don't fall in there. Your last new mod for all platforms today is increased fuel prices from ZYX and Weasel. Today's fuel prices are a challenge for all farmers out there, even so in the virtual universe. These days, it's more important than ever to choose your environment wisely, but it's wisely. A big improvement and powerful tractor means higher fuel consumption. However, every cloud has a silver lining. If you produce your own fuel, then you are the real winner. There has never been a better time to create your own biofuel. So with this, in the gameplay, fuel prices are increased with 30% to reflect the fuel economy situation of today. This also means that you get 30% more if you sell your produced diesel. The value of AdBlue and DEF has also been increased by 30%. Diesel and DEF sell price is now also changed with the seasons to enable seasonal variations on buying stations that you need to enhance seasonal prices mod as well for that. Also, the mass of diesel and AdBlue is now corrected to real values. Jumping over to our updates for all platforms, we got a big update to the memory map. This is going to be version 101. They do say a new save game is required. If you are not interested in the olives and grapes, a new save game is not necessary. So, what do we have? Well, markers on the orchards have been corrected, manure tarp corrected on the orchards, trees placed on terrain, grape and olive field corrected. The fields were not created correctly here. Grape and olive vines can be sold. Workshop marker placed on the terrain. Shop marker moved on the PDA. Spinnery uploading point marker placed on terrain. Spinnery pallet spawn directory corrected. Sawmill symbol wood chip shop. Collision fence corrected at sawmill. Bakery pallet spawner size. Sawmill collision corrected. Mill collision corrected. Invisible collision removed at the mill. Dairy pallet spawner size corrected. Wood chip and stone cells collision added. Deco bell collision removed. Added paintable ground texture. And further minor adjustments. Woo! Some of those weren't correct sentences. My brain hurts. And your only other update for all platforms today is going to be the fruit greenhouse. Going to be version 111. Adjustment of the doors and windows that were moved by update 1.1. Lastly, today we've got a handful of new mods for PC and Mac players. First one is Vehicle Manager. Create personal vehicle groups and manage them via a display box. You can customize the display box and optionally align it. Multiplayer and single player compatible. A vehicle can be in several different groups. Quick access, there you go, to your vehicle groups. Optional with subgroups, show and hide group subgroups, order of vehicle groups customizable, vehicle inspector mod compatibility, and much more. We also have TidyShop ModTitles. This enhances the way the mod titles are displayed in the store. The mod text is replaced by the author and mod version. Next is the tool Inclination Helper. The mod displays whether or not your forks or other implements are level, so horizontal orientation or not. Additionally, it displays the distance of the tool to the ground or to whatever is below it, like bales, pallets, and trailers. You can choose between icons or degrees in the settings, and you can turn on or off color coding. It is set to degrees, and you can move the display around if needed. The mod works for at least any base game front loader tool, wheel loader tool, telehandler, skid steer, and forklift tools. Note that the level orientation depends on how the tool was designed. There are no hotkeys yet. Here's one that might be super helpful to you. Allow mission work on finished missions. This mod allows you to continue working on a field even when a mission is finished. This allows you to, for example, on a harvest mission, to harvest the whole field even when the mission is already done. This usually occurs whenever you're delivering stuff as you harvest, so well, there's an easy way around it, but this just removes any need for an easy way around. Next to last is the lock steering axle. The script allows you to lock the steering axle of trailers separately. Steering axle now always steers when reversing, provided it is unlocked. Keyboard shortkeys for locking and unlocking the steering system. On the keyboard is going to be the comma key, and then on Xbox it's left bumper and Y. And lastly, you've got extended Forage Harvester pickup. You can collect windrows of hay and straw with Forage Harvester pickup headers with this mod. And there you go. That is all of your mods for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like and subscribe if you are new and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check those notifications. That way you never miss videos right here. I also released a new map tour this morning, Michigan map by Taylor Farms. So if you want to see that, definitely make sure you go check it out. Been doing a lot of map tours recently, including Prairie Farm. Had a 25-minute video a couple days ago, so definitely go check that out. Otherwise, have a great day. Happy Tuesday to you. We'll see you in the next one.